and I used the wrong friggin' intro. My day is not going well. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dead on Dave. I'm having a bad friggin' day. Oh, my God. I used the wrong intro. I used the wrong goddamn intro, but at least I didn't have the volume all the way turned up. You've stumbled on to Dead on Dave Productions, and this is our Monday show. This is Touch 'em All, and of course, I'm being joined with my good friend, my partner, my third base coach today, the mountain of man, that just beautiful human being, the abs of friggin' adamantium, Jeff the Huff Huffman. What's going on, buddy?
6 wins in a row and 3 walk-off wins in a row. I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, so offline, I told you, I'm in a really bad mood. So what do? Let's just start them off with some Cardinals glory. Yeah, that'll make me feel better.
Okay, well, this might make you feel better. Do you find it pretty funny that the Brewers have fired their coach already?
Yeah, I wonder why you're bringing that up. I wonder why you're bringing that up. Does it have to do with the fact that they just took 2 or 3 from the Cubs? More misery for me. You're a terrible friend. Terrible friend.
They're still in second place.
Yeah, they're playing fine.
And you got what? I think we got a 4-game series starting tonight.
Yeah, we do. Big 4-game series. This is a huge series.
Yes, it is.
Huge. You touched on it, so let's go ahead and get it started right there. The Brewers fire Ron Roenicke, reportedly set to hire Craig Counsell after a league-worst 7-18 start. But here's the thing. They're getting healthy, and they just get 2 or 3 from...
Just got Gomez back.
Yeah, they're getting healthy. And what's his name?
Ryan Braun's on PEDs again.
Yeah, he's starting to rake a little bit. And what's his name? The catcher, Lucroy, he's getting ready to come back. So, I mean, they just took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. So is this a good move, or is this just completely about that collapse last year?
I think it's more about the collapse and how it continued into this year.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the collapse.
I mean, last year they were in first place. They had that amazing start in April. They played 500 ball until September and then died.
Yeah.
And continued to die this season.
Yeah, and it's exactly what you said. I mean, the collapse just has not stopped, but now they are starting to play a little bit better. They're starting to win a couple games. 2 out of 3 on the road in Chicago. That's not an easy thing to do. I find the timing a little strange, but at the same time, I don't blame the move. I don't know if Counsell's the guy.
I don't either. I don't know if Counsell has any, coaching background.
He has no managerial background. We know that. He'll be a rookie manager. And hell, he didn't even retire all that long ago. I mean, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago. It couldn't have been.
Oh no, not even that. Because just a couple years ago, I think he finally realized it was time to call it quits when he was on an 0 for 42 streak or something.
Yeah. At
the plate.
Yeah, I liked Craig Counsell quite a bit actually as a player. I didn't mind him. He had a weird stance, and I liked the way he played. I got to meet him a couple times in Vegas.
Fun fact for you, if you don't know much about Craig Counsell, I believe he scored both the series-winning runs in the '97 World Series and 2001 World Series.
And now you know, and knowing's half the battle. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he handles all the egos on that team, because that's the thing. It's a 7-18 team, but there's a lot of ego on that club, and I'm just talking about Ryan Braun. It's just there's a lot of ego there, a lot of pride, and they don't feel they should be as bad as they are. And I think that maybe it was a locker room thing. Maybe they completely lost the locker room and they had to bring in a new guy. I mean, obviously, Roenicke was not getting the job done as far as something. There was something there. Whether you want to cite – look, 7-18, even with a 2-game winning streak against the Cubs there, taking 2 out of 3 against the Cubs, 7-18, couple that with the collapse of last year, you can completely warrant him getting canned. So
No, definitely.
So I think we're both okay with them.
Now, the thing that worries me about bringing in Counsell, a guy who's never managed before, with the egos on that team, are they just going to not listen to a fucking word he says?
I wouldn't be surprised if Counsell is just there for the rest of the season.
Just to kind of bridge the gap for somebody else, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to wait for other guys to get fired, other guys to become available. I think that's probably more than likely the case. Now, if the Brewers get unbelievably hot and Counsell guides them to the postseason, then obviously you got. I think it's a no risk move. It's absolutely
definitely,
no risk.
definitely
no
no risk.
Yeah, because what are you going to do? You fire Roenicke and then you find a manager who has experience. You bring him in. He's had no time to get in touch with his players. I mean, so the season's going to be a waste anyway. You go with Counsell, maybe you catch lightning in a bottle and something good happens. If not, it's not a big deal. You just start fresh next year. So I have no problem with it.
I mean, we're only 1 month into the season, and they're 11.5 back.
Yeah. It would be a pretty big comeback. It would be a pretty big comeback. So let's open it up to our opening rants, and I have a doozy today, something that I want to talk about. I think a lot of people have been noticing that A-Rod's having a pretty nice season to start the year.
Yeah.
And he's gotten off to a good start. Well, in the last few days, A-Rod went and hit his 660th home run, tying Willie Mays for 4th all-time. And by doing so, he earned an agreed-upon $6 million bonus. But the Yanks are saying they will not pay. So the question is, should A-Rod get his money, or are the Yanks in the right here, even though they continue to profit from every single home run he hits? Now, I understand that there is language within the contract that allows this to be a discretionary move. That's fine. The Yankees are not doing anything illegal by holding his money. But is it the right thing? Because whether or not the PEDs, and obviously they did, help some of the home runs that A-Rod hit, there's no question about that. The Yankees have still profited off of every one of those home runs he's hit in a Yankee uniform and every single one he's hit this year. They are profiting. So the question I pose to you, my friend, should they pay him? Should pay the man his money?
I mean, he hasn't played much the last couple of years, so I understand why the Yankees wouldn't want to play it or wouldn't want to pay it.
Yeah.
But, I think if he had never had this whole situation happen, I think, you definitely have to pay him.
Yeah.
But I don't really know, because I really don't care either way, honestly. I really don't care. It's the Yankees. They have the money. A-Rod's got more money than fucking God.
He's basically made the most money, and he's probably made more money in his baseball career than anyone else in history. I think that's pretty. He's got to be up there in the top three. Got to be up there top three, and he still has $60 million to collect through the life of this contract.
Exactly.
But at the same time, when they signed him to that extension, which was only a few years ago, when they extended him out, they knew that they were going to be paying him to go on this run of chasing history, and they have different milestones that they are set to pay him for.
That was before you had this whole clusterfuck of a situation with the PEDs that pretty much every side handled it like absolute shit.
I agree, but at the same time, even though he popped off for for PEDs and all that, it still has not. They have not wiped out those home runs. Those home runs are still in the record book, and for me,
I completely understand both sides. I completely understand both sides, and honestly, I'm okay with either way they go here.
See, I'm not okay with them not paying him. I think they should pay the man his money. I think they had an agreement. If the Yankees weren't profiting off of A-Rod in this situation, that'd be one thing. But they are. They are, and he's still hitting home runs unless he pops hot again. If he pops hot again, he's out of baseball. It's plain and simple. So there's nothing to even argue about. The way I look at it, if he's clean and he's hitting these home runs now and he's reaching these milestones and hitting them now and helping the Yanks win the first place, the Yankees, by the way, who just swept the Red Sox in Boston for like the first time in feels like forever, pay the man his money. He's leading this team right now. Him and Teixeira.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're facing a rotation that's going to be bagging groceries in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you hate that rotation. You really do. It's bad. That's why. I totally get why you hate it, because it's a bad rotation.
I mean, it's the worst rotation in baseball.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So that was mine. What do you got? Well, what's irking you this week?
Okay, pretty much ever since this season started, you had the thing with the Royals, them hitting everything inside, them getting hit by every single pitch.
Yeah.
And now the talk is every time somebody gets hit, Oh, was it intentional? Did he mean to hit him? I'm fucking tired of it. It's why? Why? Is it really intentional when it's a one-run fucking ball game in the bottom of the seventh with the tying run on base, and he hits him with a 2-2 curveball?
Yeah, that's probably not intentional. It's probably not intentional.
I'm just tired of it. Every sport is becoming pussified.
Yeah, it is.
It's common fucking sense when you know that it's intentional. Yeah. It is common sense.
Sure. If a guy stared down a pitcher when he hit a home run the inning before, you know a plunk is coming in the next inning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right. We know this. Baseball has weird fucking unwritten rules. We see it all the time. We understand it. But yeah, everything's getting overblown with the Royals. And not just with the Royals, too. I mean, everything seems to have a retaliation mindset to it.
A guy gets hit with a fastball, you know, up in the arm or in the back. You can expect somebody else is going to get plunked.
Sure. And you shouldn't be mad about it. I mean, it's just there's no point in getting angry over a situation like that. Not the way things are right now.
Right.
It's quite crazy. It's quite crazy. I don't know.
But you know, I haven't had too many things to just go off on.
No, but it's been a pretty entertaining start to the year, hasn't
it? No, it has. It has. You got Kevin Pillar, who's making 17 highlight reel catches every game.
Yes, he is. It's been quite crazy. It's been a lot of fun. So is that the end of your?
Yeah. It wasn't much of a rant there. Yeah, that's all right.
That's good. I like it.
Proceed.
I like it. Well, let's jump to the power rankings. You know, the Dead on Dave production, touch 'em all. Power rankings. So we'll do it the same way we did last week. You give your number 5. I'll give my number 5.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Number 5.
All right. My number 5 is your first place New York Yankees. Really? Like you just said, they swept the Red Sox in Boston for the first time in a lifetime, really. Yeah. And they're getting production from guys, who they needed production from to have success this year. Guys like Teixeira and A-Rod. I know Teixeira's got the very low batting average, but I mean he's getting the extra base hits. He's hitting the ball out of the park, and A-Rod has definitely exceeded expectations. Yeah. And you got Ellsbury and Gardner at the top of the order who are getting on base at a very good rate. I think both their on base percentages are above 400. And they're stealing bags. They're getting in the scoring position for the middle of the order, and their pitching's been, It's been enough. It's been enough to keep them in games, and they're getting enough production on offense. They're getting the timely hits, and gives them first place in the AL East.
Yeah, and you know what? They're widening. They're starting to pull a little bit of lead on these other teams here.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big lead, mind you. All these teams are talented enough to where anything can happen. And most importantly, I think the Yankees are vulnerable enough because they're really one injury away, one old-timer away,
right?
One PED scandal away from this season going away,
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's a really good story. So yeah, I'm with you. I like the Yankees a lot, but they're not my number 5 team. My number 5 is a team that is dropping down, even though they've won 2 in a row. Something about Detroit is getting me off of their wagon a little bit, just a little bit, and make me drop them down a tiny bit. They are my number 5 team this week. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They won their last 2. But it just, I don't know. It seems like everything is starting to come down. Miggy starting to come back to earth a little bit. I mean, he's still hitting 366. Don't get me wrong.
Right. His on-base percentage is still 459. And I might as well say, because this is my number 4 team, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of funny because my number 4 team is the Yankees. So,
okay.
So I guess we can kind of talk about both of them. I'll go back to the Yankees for a second. The reason why I put them at number 4 is basically that sweep over Boston. In Boston, it was impressive enough. That's what made me jump them over Detroit, who is my 5 team. So I got 5 Detroit and 4 New York Yankees.
Yeah, and I got the Tigers at number 4 for pretty much the same reason. Like you said, 6-4 in their last 10. They got off to such a great start hitting, and everybody's cooled off like you'd expect. And, they're still hanging in there. I still think they're the favorite in that division.
The pitching is a little bit of a worry at this point. I mean, they have a team
Well,
on an average of almost 4 right now, and
that's true. I mean, but their pitching has been, it was kind of a question mark coming into this year, losing Scherzer. And,
true, but I mean, you still have
Porcello,
Price anchoring that rotation,
and they're going to be getting Verlander back.
Now that's going to be the big question. What Verlander are they going to get? I'm thinking somewhere in the middle of what we've seen him in the last 3 years.
Yes.
I don't think he's going to go back to Cy Young MVP Verlander, but I don't think he's going to be what he was earlier in this season and at points last year either. Because he looked really bad. He looked very pedestrian at times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So we flip-flopped our 5 and 4. What is your number 3, good sir?
My number 3 is the Los Angeles Dodgers.
The Doyers.
Yes, and Black Mama's probably very surprised and happy about that.
Well, there's a lot of good reasons for it. Go ahead and defend your pick, good sir. Because I got to be honest with you, it's my number 3 too. So.
Okay. Well, we were talking offline, Kershaw he's starting to look like Kershaw again, slowly but surely. Yep, Kershaw is finally starting to return to that very good regular season form. The postseason will still remain a question.
Sure.
Zach Greinke and his awful hair. That's just it.
When you have a 1.93 ERA, you can have as bad hair as you want.
Right. Yeah, I got a 1.93 ERA, and opponents are only hitting 1.93 against you. I think you'll look past that. You got Aegon doing Aegon things, and Jock Peterson just
that's who we got to talk about.
Lit it up this week. What did he hit 4 bombs this week?
Yeah. Right now, he is unquestionably the front runner for Rookie of the Year. There's no question in my mind.
Yeah, definitely. He got off to a really slow start, but he has just went to the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
especially this week.
Hey, look, even with his slow start, his on base percentage is still .422. I mean, that's not bad. He does the little things that you want to see guys of 6 or 7 years experience do, but he's doing it in his rookie year at 23 years old. He just does all the little things. He runs well. He plays a good defense. He does everything well.
He can do everything.
He's just a little bit of everything, and I like him. And I think he is right now, especially with Puig out. He is the reason why the Dodgers are being the Dodgers. Now, you can talk about Greinke and all that, all you like. And Greinke is
Aegon. Howie Kendrick's been good for them, too.
But I think this young kid, Peterson, is the spark plug of this team. Everybody, it's like a Johnny Gaudreau situation in Calgary. He comes in and gives them something that they were just missing. And I think the difference between him and another supposed spark plug, Yasiel Puig, is Peterson's actually really, really good. And I'm not saying that Puig isn't, but I'm saying his talent hasn't caught up to his expectations at all. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. Dodgers at number 3. So I got a feeling our 2 and 1 are probably going to be the same as well. Go ahead. What's your number 2?
Number 2, Cardinals again.
Yep. Because your number 1 is good. See, your number 1's gonna be the same number 1 I got. Yeah, I'm with you on the Cardinals. What a week.
Yeah, you thought they were just gonna. Well, I wouldn't say maybe. You actually thought they were dead.
I thought they were gonna fold. I really did.
You thought they were just gonna die.
I did. I thought Wainwright going out was gonna be that gut punch to like a hooker who didn't pay her daddy.
Right. Understandable. I mean, I completely understand that. But just let me read this pitching.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cardinals ERA. Still leading the league, by the way, by about actually more than half of a run.
Yeah.
2.21. And we are a month into the season, and the pitching ERA is 2.21. And the Cardinals bullpen, and that's not just from the starting pitching either.
Thank God you're throwing a rookie at us today. Thank God. We don't have to play anybody. We don't have to face off against anybody who's had those numbers this year. Well,
you're facing Carlos Martinez, who...
No, I thought... the rookie's tomorrow then.
No, we sent Cooney back down.
I thought you guys were throwing a rookie at us in the next couple of days.
No, we very possibly. I mean, we could be. We got
I
Carlos
swore
Martinez
I read that.
today.
I would have swore
We got Carlos Martinez today, and yeah, kind of just waiting for Marco Gonzalez to be ready to go. Kind of just going starter by committee there. But he should be good. He should be good to go. I'd say probably a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's working out because when.
But as good as the starting pitching has been, the bullpen gave up 1 run in the last week, and that was on a Jung Ho Gang home run yesterday off of Rosenthal.
When you're talking about that pitching staff, all you have to do is say 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's because that is their rankings in the biggest 4 categories when it comes to pitching. ERA, they're 1, as you said. Quality starts, they have 17. That's good for 2. Their WHIP is 112. That's good for 3, which is ridiculous that 2 teams have a better WHIP. That's unbelievable. And batting average against is 222, man. 222. That's good enough for 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is really easy reasons as to why the Cardinals are as good as they are.
And the offense, they went off. They went off against Philly, and the series against the Pirates was just a straight pitcher's duel all 3 games. And great defensive play too by both teams.
Yeah.
And the offense, and I really only have to say one name here, and that would be Matt Carpenter.
Oh my God, here we go again.
I have every right to start with Matt Carpenter.
Here we go again.
Hitting .365, .431 on base. He's got 4 home runs. He's driven in 16, and he's walked 15 or 12 times.
Oh my God, loving you is easy 'cause you're Carpenter. Oh my God, you love this man.
I do love this man very much.
It's terrible. Terrible you love it. Yeah, but you have every right to. This guy is pretty damn good. But the entire team, they're 6th in batting average. They're batting .267 as a team. That's pretty damn good.
The other guys are starting to figure it out. Adams is looking better at the plate. Colton Wong with the walk-off absolute bomb yesterday.
Bomb for a little guy too, yeah.
I've said this. He's probably got the fastest bat on the team. And
really?
That's faster than Matt Holliday.
Really? That's saying a lot. That's saying quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you hit a ball that far for such a little guy,
it's
been fun. It's been fun.
I'm sure you've been enjoying it. You needed it after the tough week you had before.
Yes, I did.
You had a rough go of it, and you needed some good news. I hope you don't mind too much when the Cubs sweep you, but it's okay.
I don't really see that. I'm feeling a split. I'm feeling a split, and they're still going to be 4.5 back.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case. I think the Cubs can win the series.
It could go either way. It could go.
We'll get into that more, I'm sure, when we get to our team reports. I'm going to talk about the Cubs a little bit and why I'm a little concerned. I'll get into that in a little bit. But, yeah, so Cardinals number 2 for both of us. Basically, our lists are basically the same except for 5 and 4. I'll let you drop the bombshell and say something neither one of us thought we were ever going to say. Who's your number 1 team?
I don't think anyone on this fucking planet would think this. The Houston Astros have won 10 in a row. The Houston Astros have won 10 in a row. Just let that sink in for a minute.
It's insanity.
10 in a row from the Houston Astros.
Yeah, this is absolute chaos what's happening right now. And I can't explain this.
Well, I can give you a little bit of an explanation.
Start with Altuve and move from there?
Well, no, I was going to go with pitching, but I mean, Altuve, definitely. You can go there as well.
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel. And we talked about how good the Cardinals' ERA is as a team. Well, just wait a minute here and listen to Dallas Keuchel's ERA. He's 3-0.
Yeah.
His ERA is .73. .73. And opponents are hitting 130 against him, and his whip is .73. He has given up 3 runs.
Yeah, that's gaudy.
3.
That's gaudy.
In 37 innings.
That's gaudy.
And their offense I thought it was going to be fucking terrible. Evan Gattis finally made the trip north from spring training. Well, I guess, do they play in Arizona?
Their spring, yeah, it should be.
Okay, so they made the trip east. He made the trip east from Arizona. Yeah, Gaddis, he hit 2 home runs yesterday. He's finally woken up after getting off to, like, I think it was like an 0 for 25 start or something.
I'm not sure if Gaddis is a long term guy. I've never been high on Gaddis.
Oh, I haven't either.
We'll see what he does. Yeah, but it's crazy what this team is
You
doing,
got
man.
Altuve hitting 361, batting 407. We were talking offline about Jake Marisnick, who nobody is talking about.
Nobody's talking about him.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, he plays for the Astros. I mean,
yeah, but that's no longer being a legitimate thing to say anymore. This team is they're getting past the point of a novelty. This is starting to become real.
Right, Marisnick everybody's been talking about Springer, Altuve. Nobody's talking about Marisnick. He's hitting 380 with 3 home runs, driven in 12, and he's stolen 9 bags. Yeah. And if you didn't see the Astros game yesterday, which nobody is in that ballpark really because it's the dumbest fucking ballpark in the league, and I don't know why you would want to go to it. Yeah. But he plays a very good center field, and he fell on the hill to make a catch.
Yes, he did.
And anytime you can make a catch on that hill, I applaud you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
still doesn't beat the Jim Edmonds diving catch on the hill, but it was, like I said,
Jim Edmonds has, like, in the top 100 catches of all time, he has at least 20. You know, Jim Edmonds made some of the most, as a Cub and a Cardinal.
He has the second best catch of all time.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
The second best catch of all time, and I think you know which one I'm talking about. The one diving backwards in Kansas City. Yeah, the one diving backwards. Yeah,
and
then, of course, number 1 is the Willie Mays.
You're going with the Mays. Of course you're going with Mays. Yeah, who wouldn't? Which I don't know, man. I don't. You know what? I don't even want to say what I want to say because it's just going to get hatred. But I'm just like, I'm over that play. I've seen it, so it's just like you hear it.
The Willie Mays.
The over the shoulder, yeah, the Mays catch. The
I mean, it was a phenomenal catch.
It's like my whole life. It's all I've ever heard. And I'm just like, ugh. And on cue,
Tommy C.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause this for a moment. We'll be right back.
Oh.
I know that we just got the call from Tommy C and stuff, and I know we were just talking about the Astros, and it's great. The Astros, they're the number 1 team. Yes, so consensus, we agree. They number 1, absolutely, no question. Okay, moving on.
10 in a row.
Don't care about the I good on the Astros, but I still don't care about them. You know what I mean?
You know what? The thing I remember most about the Astros is Pujols launching that bomb off of Lidge.
That's a good moment.
Even though we did lose that series.
We did lose that series.
But it's okay because you got sodomized. They got sodomized by the White Sox.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. We were just talking offline a little bit about hockey and stuff, and we're talking about how the Hawks travel and how we really don't have any hatred for each other's hockey teams. And it got me thinking about something that I read.
I just hate Seabrook, Keith, and all the bandwagon people that jump on the Hawks bandwagon. Sure. That's why I have hatred towards them.
Yeah.
That is really my only hatred.
But to tie it into baseball, the story that I just read, I thought that you'd find interesting. And I didn't know if you'd already read this or not. But as we know, we're about to play a 4-game series against each other.
Yeah.
And Joe Madden likes to do trips that are themes. He likes to have his
I have a feeling this is really going to piss me off.
Oh, it's great. It's absolutely great.
It's going to be great, but it's going to piss me off.
Madden likes to do themes. He's had his team dress up as superheroes.
Anything you can think of, he's probably done it.
Yeah, he's done it. Well, for this one, in honor of the Blackhawks, they travel to St. Louis wearing Blackhawks jerseys. Everybody on the team in full Blackhawks regalia. Now, I don't think it would upset you that much because the fact the Hawks didn't put you guys out. But at the same time, it's got to be a little bit of a nudge because of the rivalry. You know, it's just like the rivalry in baseball and in hockey.
I like it.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty funny.
What the Cardinals could do, they could come out and I guess they could come out in Blues uniforms, but
God, why would they want to do that?
Right.
Why would they want to do that? At least the Hawks are winning, are wearing a team's jersey that has won a championship for the city. I mean, hell, you guys are the championship bearers for your city.
The fucking Rams have more championships than the Blues.
That's pretty funny. So are we got our top 5 done, correct? Yes, we're good.
Yes.
Both of us. All right.
Virtually the same.
Virtually the same. 4 and 5 flip flopped. Basically, look at 5 of the 6 division winners, and basically the team that fell out for both of us are the Mets, because they are not only are they starting to come down a little bit, but the Nationals are starting to get it together. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. I'm not ready to say that yet.
I mean, they had great pitching performance the last 2 games, shutting the Mets out 1-0 in both games.
Yeah, it's scary if that team starts figuring it out, because if that team can be as good as they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Christ! Pause once again. Yeah, sorry for that interruption. A little fat girl called for my daughter.
Oh.
What? I'm not saying it mean. She's a nice girl, but she's fat. I'm fat. I can call kids fat if they're fat. She comes over to my house and I see her drooling when she sees things that I baked for my daughter and my wife, and she starts drooling. She yawns and my food's gone. It's crazy. She yawns and the food has disappeared. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Alicia, you got to stop bringing her over all the time, because it's grocery trips. It's bad. Oh, she's a year younger than my daughter, and she's just so much bigger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your daughter.
No, my daughter. No.
Okay,
My daughter. No.
I thought you said that about your daughter.
No. My daughter's got a little baby fat on her, but she's not. No. This little girl who's her friend. No, she's a tubbo.
Yeah, see, I had that too until about, I'd say, summer before 8th grade.
You don't look like you were ever fat, like ever.
I actually was.
Fat or chubby?
Chubby.
Because there's a difference.
It didn't go this way. It went that way.
You just had a little gut.
See, I figured I'm gonna be playing hockey in high school. I should probably start working out a little bit, and I actually ended up losing a lot of the fat so quick that I got stretch marks on my back.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but then for some reason, when I started working out, I got bad at hockey, which that made no sense to me whatsoever.
What the hell?
I started getting in better shape, but my skill at hockey went down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never understood that, and to this day, I still do not understand it.
Well, there you go, kids. That is Jeff's unexplained stretch marks.
Be Phil Kessel. There you go.
The stretch marks and weird. It's like the fat was your wealth of your power, like Samson's hair. You cut off.
No, I still had the power. I could still hit people.
Yeah, but I mean, just like your overall ability is what I mean. You got
right.
Yeah, the fat is what made you good.
Right.
It was your gas tank. I think we were talking about the Nationals.
The
Nationals. They're 12-14. If they start getting together, watch out, everybody, including the Mets, because I'm not even sure if the Mets are 100% for real. We'll find out shortly. It's kind of funny. I love the beginning of the year because things change drastically week to week. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of fun. Let's get into a little news, shall we? Oh, well, you know what? It's kind of funny because the first news story I have is those aforementioned Nationals. Taking 2 out of 3 from the Mets. My question to you is, are the Nationals back on track? Since I didn't ask you that exact straight-out question, I'll ask you that.
I think we're going to need to see a little bit more. Who do they got coming up?
The Nationals will be playing, let me see here. They are starting a set with the Marlins.
The Marlins are starting to figure it out a little bit too. That should be a nice little series there. But if they could go in and just stomp the Marlins.
Well, they're basically in the midst of what the Cubs are in the midst of right now. They're starting a series. They just started. Well, they're in the midst of it. They had Miami, Atlanta, the Mets, and now they have Miami again, Atlanta again, and Miami again, and the Mets again. They're playing. Oh my God! Atlanta again after that. That's crazy.
Okay, so I mean, this could be a very, very good stretch for the Nationals here if they can figure it out.
Yep.
Because those 3 teams, on paper, clearly better.
Yes,
clearly better. And All you got to do, win the series. Just win the series. You don't need to sweep. Win the series. And if they can do that, then, I think I'll start buying into them.
Yeah, just a little bit. Absolutely. So it'll be interesting. So, I'm basically in the same boat with you. You need a little bit more time, but...
You need to learn how to field the ball.
Sure.
They still need to learn how to do that.
I think Harper's starting to develop a little bit better, too. I like the way Harper's playing as well. So
yes.
We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. Let's go ahead, and since we already crowned them, man, I made some really, really bad headlines. Since we went ahead and crowned the Astros the number one team in baseball right now, let's really just talk about it. Are they for real? I mean, the winning their 10 in a row.
That's the
question. Are they for real?
I still look at their roster, top to bottom. I'm still not buying in. I'm still not. You got Altuve. You know what you're going to get there. You got Springer, who's starting to, he's starting to figure it out a bit. You got Marisnik, who's been lighting the world on fire.
Yeah.
Evan Gattis finally woke up, but I've never been really high on Evan Gattis, and I don't think that'll hold up. Maybe he's a high strikeout guy, and also you got Chris Carter, who's a huge strikeout guy.
Yeah.
You got Colby Rasmus, who really hasn't lived up to his first round pick hype.
Yeah. Well, what they have is that they have a couple of stars. They got a couple of guys who can really play.
And Keuchel's been unreal.
Yeah, they got a few stars on offense. They got, like you said, they got Altuve, they got Springer, they got some guys. Then they got a whole bunch of role players.
Bullpen's been good with Neshek and Gregerson.
Yeah.
Chad Qualls.
But you have these Valbuenas, who I think has been a good addition to them, even though his on-base percentage and his batting average have gone way down lately. But he plays a solid third base. He can move around the infield, and he just does the things that you want to see. He's a great locker room guy, too. Same can be said about Colby Rasmus. There's a bunch of guys on this team that kind of fit that mold, and it could be part of the reason.
I wouldn't say Colby Rasmus is a good locker room guy. I mean, that's why
he is this year.
I mean, that's why he got ousted from St. Louis.
Is that why he was a bad locker room guy?
Yeah, a lot of guys, they didn't have a whole bunch of nice things to say about him.
I've never heard that about Rasmus. Well, I mean, you're more plugged into it than I am because he was.
Well, we got a radio show, the ESPN radio station here in St. Louis. You got a former Cardinal. He was on the 06. We two guys actually on the 06 World Series team. Chris Duncan and Brad Thompson.
There you go.
And they've every time Rasmus comes up, it was like he didn't gel in the locker room. It just they didn't really go into specifics, obviously.
Sure.
But that was the talk when he got traded to Toronto. He just wasn't a right fit in the locker room.
Huh. Well,
and maybe a change of scenery could help him. It didn't really work out in Toronto either, but it seems like it's working out a little bit better in Houston for him.
Well, maybe it's because there are some good leaders in that locker room that's kind of got him in check. Maybe that's the case then.
Possibly.
I really don't know.
Yeah, but in St. Louis, in 2000,
you would think that would be the place, yeah.
Right. You got with Wainwright, Carpenter, Molina, Pujols. I mean, I could keep going.
No, you're right. You're right. I've just never heard those stories about him. So, but that's fair enough. Final last story that we got before we get into our team reports and fantasy talk. Josh Hamilton set to make his first at-bat in training on Monday. He is looks like he's going to be ready around late May. He's said to be looking really good. Good condition, good physical condition. Looks like he's seeing the ball well, all of that.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, what can we, and more importantly, the Rangers, expect out of Hamilton for the rest of the season?
Well, when they had that press conference, I believe it was last week with John Daniels, I believe, or maybe I heard this on the radio. Mm-hmm. He said Hamilton's in really great shape, just not in baseball shape yet. Obviously, he'll be ready by middle to late May.
Sure.
I mean, there's no reason why you should expect he's going to put up the MVP numbers like he did in 2010, hitting 40 and driving in 100. Yeah. I mean, there's no way you can expect that.
No.
But I mean, what are the Rangers right now? What are they, 8-17 or something?
Yeah.
They're just about as bad as the Brewers, and they got him for an absolute steal.
They were given. They gave it to him. they were given to him, and they're not having to pay him. This is a complete flyer. It's you can't get any better.
Right, and maybe going back down to Arlington, he can be comfortable and give that lineup a spark that it so desperately needs.
He's comfortable in Texas, and I think that's the most important thing. Is that's where he's comfortable. He wants to be a Ranger, and he's comfortable there. And I think that's the thing. We could talk about his issues that he's had. He's still a .292 career hitter, and I'm expecting him to hit around that. I think he'll hit between 20 and 25 home runs.
I don't know about that.
I just got a feeling.
I think he's going to be. I'd love to see him do that. I'd love to see him do that. I'm pulling for the guy.
Well, you think about this. Last year, when he was not in baseball condition, mind or body, injury plagued most of the season, probably didn't play 5 or 6 games.
LA wasn't a good fit. LA wasn't a good fit for him.
Well, taking all this in consideration, I mean, he probably did not play 5 or 6 games consecutively all year. Only played 89 total. He still hit 10 home runs.
Yeah.
So you got to figure if he could stay on the field in a place that he wants to play, he's at least gonna hit 20, 25 home runs.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be 100% shocked, but
because he hits them in bunches.
Everybody hits home runs in bunches.
Yeah, but he's a real streak guy. I mean, that's how he hit 43 in 2012.
I mean,
guess where he hit those 43 home runs, by the way, in 2012? Texas. We're 3 years removed from a 43 home run, 128 RBI year.
Yeah, just like Yankee Stadium. That ball you hit it to right center. It does. Pretty much a home run every time.
Oh, by the way, his birthday's almost the exact same. His birthday is also May 21st, just like mine. He was born 2 years before me. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't know that. Yeah. I like Josh Hamilton.
I do too.
He was a Rule 5 pick of the Cubs once.
How's that make you feel?
Relieved. I mean, I'm glad that we don't have his issues. He's been okay, but we're not talking about a guy who's Hall of Fame bound.
Oh no,
he's got 192 career home runs, 676 RBIs. If he can get it together, he's going to be looked at as he would go into the Hall of Good if he has a good 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what Josh Hamilton does. I wish him the best personally.
I do too. Like I said, I'm pulling for the guy. I really am.
I think so. So, what surprised you this week? Not even this week. We're a month into the season. What has really been the big shock, the big takeaway for you this year?
You got the Astros. Them getting off to that ridiculous hot start. The Brewers have been dog shit.
That's not a surprise to me. It's really not.
I didn't expect the Brewers to be this bad.
I did. I expected them to be just god awful. I'm really mad that we freaking dropped 2 or 3 to them. Just absolutely pisses me off.
I mean, I would be too at this point, but
just drives me nuts.
I mean, you got the Nationals not living up to the hype again. like they did in 2013.
Yeah, but it looks like they could turn it around. So that's
they could. Like I said, you got Kevin Pillar making a ridiculous highlight reel catch every night. I've been amazed by all the defensive plays.
There's been some really good defensive playing this year.
You got Kevin Pillar, like I just said. Nolan Arenado, ridiculous. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but I've been extremely satisfied by what's going. Other than the Royals getting butthurt about every time somebody gets plunked. Other than that, but
I think for me, my surprise and my disappointment kind of go hand in hand. And for the first month of the season, if you would have told me that Nelly Cruz would hit 13 home runs in the first month of the season, while Seattle being, for me, probably one of the most disappointing teams in all of baseball.
He is their entire offense.
I would have said you were nuts. I would have said you were crazy. There's no way that's possible. Get out of here. You're smoking something. But, I mean, Nelly Cruz's numbers right now, he is the MVP of the league right this second. 13 home runs, 343 batting average, 25
And nobody's talking about it because the Mariners have been that bad.
Because they're dogs. They're god awful. It's crazy to think of how good he has been playing on a team that's 24th in runs, 21st in batting average, 25th in on-base percentage, and he has been this good. That is like almost unheard of. He has no one protecting him in a lineup, and yet he is just absolutely raking night in, night out. The funny thing, you want to laugh a little bit? Go to the Seattle Mariners team page on ESPN. Look at batting leaders. It is straight across the board Nelly Cruz. Nobody else even cracks the friggin' the possibility of challenging him. He's unquestioned on everything. It's unfortunate that this team has not been able to get it together. I can't even tell you why. The talent's there. There's some, I don't know what it is, but you have to assume. Are we going to see a coaching change?
A coaching change? I don't know about that yet.
All the money that's invested into this club, you've got to figure management's going to be starting to look at that manager, and they're going to be like,
if they start approaching Milwaukee territory, playing that bad, then I could definitely see that.
I mean, they're not playing great. They're not playing great. It's pretty bad. It's Lloyd McClendon is the manager over there, who I don't know who that is.
When he was coaching in Pittsburgh, he was jawing with the umpire, and he picked up the base and walked off with it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was the manager for the Pirates for a while. Kind of they're in a little bit of not resurgence, but I mean, he won 70 games more than 70 games 3 times with them. I mean, that's not good or anything, but it's
right.
It's better than losing 100 every year, which the Pirates are known to do. So I don't know. Look, maybe that's the solution here. You gotta make a change, but you got a lot of money invested in this club.
And why not? Brewers are bringing in a guy who's never managed before.
Yeah,
maybe provide a spark. Hell, what the hell? Bring Griffey in.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Bring in Griffey.
I was about to say the same thing. You know what? Bringing Dave Magadan. Bringing Mags. Mm. I love that guy. He was a great ball player. I love that dude. Bringing him. I don't know. So, yeah, there it is.
Need something.
Yeah, man, something. I don't know. Real quick, team reports. I'm going to talk about my Cubs for a few minutes, and you can talk about your Cards if you like. You've hit them pretty good already. I've refrained from really going on tangents about my Cubs. I want to speak to one guy for a moment. Jorge Soler. Get it together, George. What the hell is going on with you, buddy?
He was supposed to be the Rookie of the Year.
I thought he was definitely a dark horse for it. I mean, he was going to be the guy who was going to surprise everybody. Ooh, I hiccuped. But that is just not happening. He started off really, really nicely, and then for some reason, it's just not working. He is
the game yesterday. I mean, he hit a bullet.
He had a nice double. Yeah.
He hit a bullet to Ramirez to end the game.
Oh, you back-to-back bullets to Ramirez.
You can't do anything about that. I mean, you can't do anything about that.
No, but you can't have 39 strikeouts in 90 frickin' 3 at bats.
Oh, see, now that would, as a manager, that would drive me batshit crazy.
Can't do it. No. The 38 strikeouts on a team that already strikes out a lot, even though I have to say they have gotten that down a lot this year.
Addison Russell hit his first home run.
Yeah, overall, look, I'm beating up on Soler because he hits in the middle of the order. Lately, he hasn't been. Actually, he bat leadoff the other night too, just trying to get him out of his comfort zone. I love Joe Madden is the biggest reason why the Cubs are playing the way they are.
Yes.
They really, you could talk about Chris Bryant and his unbelievable godlike patience that this kid has. Yep. Every at-bat, this guy goes to 3-2. Every at-bat.
Yeah, you really don't need to get me started on guys taking the count to 3-2.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, oh God. Oh God, that's right. Yeah, I should have known better. But
still, no, you're absolutely right.
Madden has got these guys buying. It's a different atmosphere. It just feels different. When I turn on a Cubs game,
You're happy.
It's not even just about me. It's just like I can feel what's going on in the ballpark. I can feel the announcers just sounding differently. I can just the Cubs feel different. They don't feel like the same Cubs, and it's because of Madden. He brings this culture of fun and positivity and logic and common sense. And it's a lot of fun to see. They need some help in pitching right now. Hendricks, I think, needs to go back to the minors, and I didn't really want that to happen, but I think he needs to go back down for a little bit, try to work a few things out. It's just possible he may not have the stuff to pitch at the major league level. He was able to get by last year with a lot of deception and a lot of movement, but guess what? Now they've seen that trick, and 87, 88 is not going to cut it. It's unless you're exceptional.
At least he's doing better than Jeff Weaver, who's throwing 83.
Yeah, I don't. Anybody want to tell me what the hell happened to Weaver? I have no idea. But the biggest positives for right now is Lester is starting to look like Lester. The bullpen has done okay, given that they've lost two of their biggest pieces to the bullpen, and the offense has maintained for the most part. Now we need to put it all back together, and we'll see how it goes. By the way, Anthony Rizzo, early nominee. He's on a short list of guys for MVP consideration early on. Absolutely having a great start to the season. Walking, being infinitely patient himself.
I love Rizzo.
Who doesn't love Rizzo? He is the shizzo.
No, he is.
He really
is.
He
is.
So,
and Jed Hoyer thinks that too, because when he was with the Red Sox, the Red Sox drafted Rizzo, and when Hoyer went to San Diego, he traded for Rizzo.
Yes, he did.
And when he came to the Cubs, he traded for Rizzo again.
He knew. You know what? Hoyer is going to be able to say he was always right. He was always right about this kid. And one final note I want to make about the Cubs. Let's give a little bit of credit to Mr. Starlin Castro for a second. Starlin Castro's playing the best defense of his career, and he's always been
isn't doing much at the plate right now, but
he's leading the team in hits. He's got 29 hits.
Well, I mean, the last couple games he hasn't done much.
He's hitting 309. I'll take it. His on-base percentage isn't fantastic, but that will come back up with time. But the important thing is he's not making these mind-numbing mental gaffes this year that we've seen from him.
He's ready for every pitch.
Yes, he's matured. It finally happened. And we're talking about a kid who has 3 All-Stars already. He's got over 900 hits already in his career almost. I mean, we're talking about a kid who's barely played and he's almost at 1,000 fucking hits. Oh, it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
This kid is good. He's really good, but he makes those mental errors that make you want to kill yourself.
Oh, that's been the big talk about him. I mean, the ability's there clearly. It's the mental aspect that wasn't, and now it looks like he's got that mindset.
He's got it together. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Cubby Bears right now. Your Cardinals, good sir. Your Cardinals.
Okay. Well, yeah, like you said, I touched on it earlier, really. I mean, there's really not much to say. Won 6 in a row. Very happy. I needed it for the previous week I had.
Yep.
3 walk-off wins. Every walk-off win is always exciting, and to get 3 in a row. And they've actually beaten the Pirates 4 games in a row at Busch on walk-offs.
Wow.
Which is pretty entertaining. Matt Carpenter's been unreal. The rest of the offense is starting to figure it out. Like I said, Adams, Wong, Molina. I don't know yet. I don't know.
You love Yachty. Come on.
Well, no, I still love Yachty. I mean, how couldn't you? How couldn't you love Yachty?
I have my reasons.
Yeah, Yachty, he's run into some bad luck. He's hitting balls right at people, kind of like Soler. I mean, nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But the pitching's been ridiculous. The bullpen has given up 1 run in the last week. 4.5 games up on the Cubs. Got a big series coming up.
Huge.
I'm excited for it. I'm feeling a split.
I think the Cubs are going to take it 3-1, possibly a sweep, and then I think that it's also possible that the Cubs are going to demand to play a 5th game, and they're going to win that too.
Really?
That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay, fair enough.
You want to get into a little bit of fantasy talk before we get up out of here?
Yeah, sure.
Let's get into our Dead on Dave Productions League, shall we? And I should have a graphic, shouldn't I? Wouldn't that be nice and professional if I had a graphic?
But we're not professional here, so.
No, I'm horrible at just about everything I do. So, yeah, I'm pretty awful. I should have the standings. I'll have the standings next week. I'll figure it out. I lost again, this time to Rocktober. In the last two players he had decided to have a outburst, and I got beat again. I dropped to 1-3. The great Huffman is still undefeated after vanquishing Black Mamba and his terrible decision making. He scored, Mamba scored a lot of points. I believe he has scored more points than I have this season. No, he has not. He has not.
No, you have. You got about 60 points on.
Good.
Him.
I have outscored that guy. Mamba, what are you doing? You make terrible decisions. And the rage is coming. I could tell. We have another change probably coming. We did add a new player this week because we had a couple of guys who were not playing their teams. We have another opening. Sail away with me. I have not heard from you, bud. So this is your last chance. If you still want to be in this league, you need to step forward now. If not, I have a guy who is ready to take his place.
And we understand life gets in the way, and obviously this isn't of that much importance.
Sure, but let me know. At least give me the courtesy of.
Just makes it fun for everybody else.
Sure, it's not that big a deal. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But give me the courtesy, and I can get another guy to play because we all are having fun playing competitively and everybody being there. We don't want a dead league, is basically what we're saying. We don't want this experience to turn into what our hockey experience turned into this season. You know what I mean? So we don't want a dead league. So please get to me. You got like a couple of hours, really. I got to be honest because I'm about to make the changes as soon as I get this guy's email, unless you step forward. But other than that, Huffman, you're dominating. You're dominating. What's the secret to your success?
Still a long way. Knowing pitching matchups, really.
Yeah. Having gods in your rotation, how about that? Making a deal with the devil, that's probably the reason. Fucking nasty.
I don't think so much to deal with the devil, but hey, Steven scored more points than me, though.
Yeah, he has. He's been really good. And, it's all my fault. I'm an idiot. I did not tweak the points. I let Yahoo have the default, and they put such an emphasis on strikeouts. It's crazy. You get 2 points a strikeout, and that's just insane. So, yeah, it's crazy. But it is what it is, and we're all having to deal with it. And Point Fest, and it will continue on. I play Rocktober this week, and I will vanquish.
No, I play Rocktober. You play Charlie Hustle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I played Charlie. I played Rocktober last week. I was looking at last week. That's right. I played Charlie Hustle. You play Rocktober. Beat Rocktober. He's a dick. He wouldn't trade me earlier in the year, and I have a grudge against him now. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. What else you got? Because I've been a train wreck this entire show. My give a fuck meter.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Not revved up.
It's okay. No, I really don't have a whole lot else. I think
go ahead and tell the kids where they can find you.
Yeah, you want to find my YouTube crap? Search Grand Slam 87, and I've been doing baseball videos recently, or been trying to. Life, like I said, life gets in the way.
Life does.
And it sucks. It really does.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, if you want to see any of the baseball stuff that I'm doing, go ahead and search that. And if you want to play with me, play MLB The Show with me, or any game on PlayStation, my PlayStation ID is also Grand Slam 87. And you want to try and make me mad on Twitter, my Twitter handle is also at Grand Slam 87.
See, I figured out how to make the show more marketable. I no longer put myself on camera. Only
really?
You. Yeah, because let's face it. I'm the sizzle, but you're the steak. You're what people want to see. I'm just, I'm the voice of God, basically. I got that golden voice.
You are.
I can't help that. And I can't sit up. I've been in so much pain. I've been having a hard time sitting up. So, sitting up straight, I should say. and my camera would look really stupid if I had it pointed the way I was sitting. So that is why the Huffman is once again on his own on camera. But I got all kinds of nice little advertisements and stuff in my little box. And if you want your show, your band, your improv group, your product, whatever, advertised right here on Dead on Dave Productions, go ahead and get a hold of me and we can make those arrangements. Other than that, thank you as always, Mr. Huffman. You were fantastic.
Thank you.
You carried me, and I appreciate that.
I did not, but okay.
Take the compliment. Other than that, I think we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you guys very much for joining us once again for Touch 'em All. I believe this is episode 6, I believe.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Screw it. So we will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Make sure you also check out Jeff Huffman on Shot from the Point each and every single Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, I'm on Shot from the Point weekdays in the crease with Tommy C, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live tonight, and it is guaranteed to be a great show. So make sure you check that out as well. Other than that, I think it's time to get out of here. So remember, kids, if you're not talented, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Peace.